Folks, it's a little bit of a short video. I know I'm behind, but with the Magic March of the Machines and the MetaZoo native, I got really behind with everything. So I've been trying to catch up on filming, get the videos in the channel. So I know we haven't had box openings and things in a while. I know the patrons and everything, we've just been nonstop because the amount of orders and the amount of business going on right now behind the scenes with a lot of you all and support and everything. Because again, we don't take outside sponsors. This whole channel is funded by you all watching and patrons who buy things from me. First of all, the amount of demand for product for like Flesh and Blood, Everfest, Outsiders, Uprising, Dynasty, we are selling cases. It's a daily thing. It's unbelievable. Number two, I underestimated the amount of demand for the MetaZoo native kits and how successful this MetaZoo set was going to be and how much things were going to turn. So I was not mentally prepared and schedule-wise prepared. I did not expect to like sell all the kits, and I didn't think it was going to be that impactful because of all the negativity. So that really, then of course the Magic the Gathering, March of the Machine set, I carried the Commander product for you all, and I did not expect I expected to keep a couple pallets of excess product because I ordered a ton, and I got clobbered with the demand from you all. I appreciate all the support and everything, but the market and the spending has been quite surprising for a high inflation, high cost, just everything going on in the world. It's been very surprising. And I don't know, some people are saying this is due to an uptick in crypto prices because Rudy takes, on a normal month, I probably get 100 to 200 transactions of people buying from me from, crypto. And we take the top 10 mostly coins. Most people just use USDC or, Bitcoin. But, we've done a lot of that. So on top of that, there's been a lot of chatter. And I want to make this video here is about, well, the serialized cards in Magic the Gathering. Are these serialized cards the modern day reserve list? Is the serialized card business model, is this the solution to modern era printing where the cards hold value and are truly unique? That is kind of the growing turbulence and conversation between a lot of people. And I don't know the answer to that because it's too soon. But what I can tell you is what we see so far happening in the market, and I can report what I'm seeing on my end. And that is, Brothers War was the first set, or the first collector box set, to actually have serialized cards. And they came out with these gorgeous artifacts of serialized cards. Everybody loves artifacts. Everybody loves exclusive versions. Everybody loves them serialized. And it's been incredibly successful. We've had, and again, Brothers War was not a 2023 release. That was a 2022 release. What, Q3? Q4? Q3? And it's done really well. The product is no longer new. The collector boxes on the open market, the supply continues to thin out. Distribution doesn't seem to have any for sale. And I can't believe that, look, between me and you and nobody else, I'm holding a good position of Brothers War collectors. I sold a ton to the patrons. I kept the whole pallet for myself. And I'm telling you all right now, those things are the first standard set with serialized artifacts. They're beautiful, and they remind me of almost like a Kaladesh invention type thing. They're just beautiful cards. Everybody likes them. And the fact they're not overprinted, that is a recipe for long-term excitement, and we will continue to follow up on that. Now, of course, back to the regular stuff. Like I said, the videos have been a little bit behind. I haven't even been able to do box openings. That's why everything's been kind of on hold for the box openings for a while. I'm a couple weeks behind. We'll start those up in May again. But like I said, ever since I expanded selling the $89 shipped draft boxes, including Phyrexia, and then pretty soon we'll have March of the Machine draft boxes for $89 shipped. But ever since we expanded that, the sheer volume in demand from people has been absolutely off the chart. I did not genuinely think it was that big of a deal. Like, I had patrons say, hey, Rudy, long-term patron, can you please, carry, Dominar United draft? I just want to pay. Can you get some Brothers War draft? Or, dude, can you just Infinity draft so I can get some cheap boxes? Or same thing. Same thing with Jumpstart. The absolute amount of Jumpstart draft, Jumpstart 2022 for 89 shipped I'm selling it's insane. It's cases a day. Every day. Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday, every day, all 8 days of the week. The demand is just crazy. And I didn't think there was that much of a demand right now. After everything we went through with 2022, bear market, Magic 30, Chris Cox, Wikipedia, Cynthia, I just didn't think post Fireside Chat that this was going to be the era we were in. Because of the negativity. That's why I didn't carry a lot of these draft boxes for 6-9 months. I kind of backed away,
and let all the stores out there just attack each other and dump and take losses. I just sat back and said, all right, knock yourselves out. And I thought everybody just kind of, that was it. So that brings us to today. So I don't know when you're going to watch this, but going into May of 2023, first of all, what do we have going on? So we got a special MetaZoo thing with Topps Chrome with the MetaZoo 30th anniversary, little bundle we're doing. Really cool stuff. We're going to do some box openings of that. So we've got that going on. The Flesh and Blood, we're going to add outsider cases so patrons can buy it. And yes, we still have all the $89 draft boxes shipped to your door, not $90. Although, if you're happy with what I'm doing, you can tip me 69 cents. When you send your PayPal payment, send me $89.69. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Thank you. And let me say this real quick. Out of all these pallets of draft boxes, you know what surprises me the most on which one sells the most? Or not the most. The top 3 selling draft boxes out of the 10 standard draft boxes I'm selling. I know what you're going to say. Well, Rudy, one's got to be Brothers War. And it is. Well, 2, Phyrexia's got to be up there. It's actually tied with Brothers War. Phyrexia, the 89. But you know what really blows my mind? The Baldur's Gate draft box. The Infinity draft. And the Jumpstart draft. I'm still getting... And also, not many patrons order the Streets of Barry Manilow draft. The Streets draft box. But the ones who do are just ordering. Like, I have a small group of patrons that every month, all they do is get cases of Streets for me for the 89 ship thing. That's all that they don't want. And I remember I even asked the message to one. I was like, bro, you got like 4 months. You're just buying endless cases of Streets. And this person said to me, it was like, Rudy, everybody knows Brothers War is good. Everybody knows Phyrexia is good. Everybody knows when you do your Martian Machine 89 draft. We all know that. But what I do know is no one's buying Streets. And I was like, well, it's definitely not the top seller. It's not the worst, but I'd say the worst seller would be like Midnight Hunt or something. And he said exactly. Streets of Capenna, also known as Streets of Barry Manilow, is such a low-selling product that nobody wants to have sealed product of. And it's such a weird release with the Mafia theme and the way the gold gilded card. It's such a bizarre Magic set that doesn't fit the feel of any other Magic set. I mean, this guy told me, he was like, Rudy, number 1, you really think we're going to see a sequel to Streets of Barry Manilow? I said, well, probably not, because it didn't do good. The flavor wasn't good. It was too Mafia theme. I was like, exactly. So, and he says, you really think they printed multiple waves of draft boxes? No one's buying it. So it was just very interesting to see and listen to some people that are actually putting real thought into things. It makes me proud that people out there are really trying, and and we'll find out if he's right or wrong in a couple of years. So, but like I said, I can't believe the amount of Infinity, Baldur's Gate draft, and Jumpstart draft. Like, obviously, Dominaria United's great, and, Brothers War, we all know those, but I mean, certain ones always surprise me. So, let's zoom back out. Sorry to rant on everything going on here, but yeah, we got a lot. Oh, and of course, Martian Machine Aftermath, the first mini Magic set we've had in a long time, is coming up here pretty soon. So that'll be an interesting video and a discussion to see how that holds up. Supposedly, the supply is going to be just as small as the set size. Go figure. So let's talk about these serialized cards. How does Wizards add value in an era with all the variants? The reserve list, post Magic 30. Well, the only answer there is, like sports cards, is you serialize them so the public knows how many there are, how rare something truly is, and how special something is. Because if it's numbered, there's 10 of these. Okay, there's 100 of these. Okay, there's 1,000. There's 500. And that, because Lord of the Rings is coming up here as we approach the summer. And you bet your balls, ladies and gentlemen, that the patrons and me, we're going all in together. We are, the patrons and me, we are holding hands through the valley of the shadow of cardboard. And we are all in on Lord of the Rings collector boxes and the Commander deck sets. Draft and set, I don't care about. That's not going to be limited. We can deal with that afterwards. But as far as these collectors go with the serialized rings, and as far as these Commander decks, we're going for it, baby. We're going in big. I mean, we're a couple million in. We're going in big. And I'm not taking any chance on that. If it doesn't work, well, I'll take some losses. We'll fire sale, take a tax loss, whatever. But the thing is, I don't know. Like, I think the serialized cards is the modern day reserve list. And people keep asking me if I agree with that concept. And on paper, it does make sense. I can understand why, because if it's numbered and marked, they can't reprint it.
And now, supposedly, moving forward with the tweaks of some of the serialized cards, if they're going to start doing serialized cards with exclusive artwork or an exclusive look, which would really solidify a modern day reserve list. And it's a little too soon to know if Wizards will hold true to that, because you have to remember this. Brothers War makes a serialized artifact. There's 500 of them. Okay, well, there's nothing stopping Wizards of the Coast of taking the exact same serialized card, putting it in the new set, and serializing 500 new cards with a different frame on it. Right? So that's why the reserve list comment doesn't line up perfect with serialized cards. Because technically, you can take a Soul Ring, serialize 500 of them, and then the next Magic set, take the same Soul Ring, serialize 500 again, and just change one little thing or change the frame or put a different foil on it. So technically, they're not the same serialized cards. So to me, that's the difference between the reserve list and serialized cards. Because to me, a serialized card can still be reprinted in all its flashy variants. So, even though it's not the same, it might be enough to make it feel the same. And that's kind of the angle I'm going with here. My response to everybody about serialized cards and reserve lists is, while it may not be the same, it's close enough to add credibility and help stabilize the market. And that is what they really need moving forward with Magic. They need stabilization, consumer confidence, and to push forward past the Magic 30 dark ages of 2022. So that's my overall perspective. So far, serialized cards do appear to be working. Now, if we continue to only have 1 or 2 sets a year with some serialized cards, I think the serialization will be successful long term. But in typical Wizards Hasbro fashion, when something works, they tend to overdo it until they burn it to the ground. There's a chance that after the success of March of the Machine serialized, Lord of the Rings serialized, going into next year, every set could be serialized cards. And then it gets to a point where it's like, well, if there's a billion different serialized versions, does it matter anymore? That's yet to be determined. So we're going to leave it there, folks. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for all the support and the patrons and everything. A lot of cool stuff coming up here for the May, and obviously going into the summer with these Commander Masters, Lord of the Rings. We're doing the Sorcery beta launch, and of course, we're going to be doing One Piece later with the expansion. We got Disney, Lorcana, the MetaZoo native thing, which I don't know if I can get more. I don't think I can. I'm going to try. I'm sure if you're a MetaZoo fan, I'm sure I'll get a couple return to senders. So I might have some stragglers. And of course, folks, have a beautiful day out there. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive.